What's up, player? What's up? Another day, another podcast.
Yes, we are here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Friday Ninja Robot Podcast. I'm your host, Shane Al, and I'm here this week with...
Stan the Man. Pleasure to be here.
Stan the Man again. That's what he calls himself. Yep. Our chief of marketing. So yeah, if you've never tuned into this podcast before, it's a weekly podcast where we discuss this week's top news in makerspace, robotics, games, arcade, esports, and surrogate news. I can get the volume in my headphones up on my voice more. I can't hear anything. No, that's music.
The music is pretty loud, so...
So during the podcast, since this is live, you can ask us questions. And during or at the end of the podcast, we will answer your questions. And that's how it goes. So we can move on to our first bit of news of this week, the top news. And that has to do with SpaceX. SpaceX's Starlink satellite internet service is fast, but it'll cost you. I got this from PC Mag UK. Elon Musk's Starlink satellite internet project is faster than its retail competitors, according to data from Ookla Speed Test Intelligence. But then again, no one is really using it yet. You can get speeds of up to 70 megabytes download, and...
What's the latency?
Well, apparently, what they're saying is the good thing about this is the latency. But what they were estimating, or what they tested, was like 42 milliseconds of latency.
I mean, that's like 4G kind of latency-wise, I guess, if you think that it goes down to a normal cable. So that's pretty good, taking into account that it goes up into the space.
Well, yeah, it says 4G LTE is currently in the 40 millisecond range for latency, but a fiber connection is like 1 to 2.
Yeah,
so
but think of like
milliseconds.
remote places, like where there's no internet. Like, for example, a good example is maybe Death Valley in US. There's just no internet at all. There's no mobile connection even. No cellular. Then you put one of these, and you can have internet anywhere in the world.
Well, yeah, so for those who don't know, this is a satellite internet service. There are other satellite internet services already available, like HughesNet and Xseed, which average around 700 to 600 milliseconds in latency. So this is a huge boost in latency, or a diminished, or a lower of latency.
I wonder if they're going to use this also for planes, for example. Like, imagine you're flying a plane and it's connected to the SpaceX satellite internet. So you get pretty good internet connection on a plane.
Could be. But as the title said, it's going to cost you. What it's going to charge is $99 per month for Starlink's beta, plus $4.99 for the satellite dish and a Wi-Fi router. And they haven't said yet if there's going to be data caps, like on how much data you can use, which I think would be ridiculous. Like, come on, can we get over this already? It's like US constantly, you guys have this data cap, and like, does anywhere else in the world do that?
Yeah, but not in Europe.
Yeah, not in Europe. This seems Europe, so weird now, that even when I go back to US and people are saying, well, I went over my data, and it's like, dude, I've had unlimited data for 10 years.
2020, right? How is this happening still? But
yeah. Like, I don't know. But anyways.
I'm really hopeful for this tech, especially for places with no internet. It will be pretty amazing.
Yeah. So what it said in here somewhere is that it's really good for emerging communities, emerging countries who don't have any internet. That they immediately get this, and it's like, they can do gaming on this for sure. They can download anything they want. They can start getting so much information from the sky.
I don't know if this article mentioned it, but I also saw something that somebody wrote, that they are also going to try to use the same tech to bring internet to Mars. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes, I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's they came out and said that if you accept this Starlink, you also accept that Mars is a free place for commercial use or something like that.
Interesting.
It was in another article. I don't have it in front of me. But yeah, it was like at the end of the Starlink beta thing, it was, you accept that Mars is a free world that is not governed by any government.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that was a whole nother article discussing that. But yeah, HughesNet 20 gigabyte plan is $70 a month. Some other ones, VSAT is 12 megabytes. megabits per second with 40 gig upload for 100 a month. So anyways, it's around other ones who have satellite, but it should be a lot faster latency-wise.
Well, looking forward to actually trying it, because at least I actually signed up to be the beta tester for the Starlink internet. Never applied though, but been waiting for a year already. Come on, Starlink, give me access.
Apparently you can do it right now. It says go to the website.
So I can do it from any part of the world. Is it like that?
I'm not sure if it's any part of the world, but people are doing Zoom calls on it, and they're all testing latency, and it's PC Mag tested it, and
if I recall correctly, it's United States and what's the Canada right now?
yeah, I mean it's probably got some certain loop that it's doing right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're within that in Finland, but yeah, interesting stuff. We'll see many Starlinks flying around eventually. Or unless those gliders take place that we saw like a few weeks ago.
Oh, from Google, right?
From Facebook, from Google, from a bunch of other people are doing this. So low Earth orbit, giving internet, or actually out in space giving us. But if you want to get internet and connection between here and Mars, this makes perfect sense. So we can obviously see what Elon Musk's plan is. If you just step back, he's building spaceships, then he's putting satellites in the sky with internet, then he's going to do it on Mars, and then he's going to connect them. It's so obvious, but no one talks about it in these articles. Like,
it's like, you know, people want to own...
He's very obvious in what he does.
People want to own their own island on Earth. He just wants to own his own Earth, or Mars.
Yeah, his own place.
Own planet.
And he's got the rockets, and he's going to put nukes on them. Like, it's all perfect. He's got it perfect. Anyways, let's move on to our first bit of news in the first topic, which is maker news.
What are they gonna make?
So we got some good ones this week in maker news. So this is where we promote or talk about the best projects that makers have made that I've seen around the internet. And the first one we have is a little bit with the holidays, with Halloween. Like, we got a pumpkin here. This one comes from Stuff.
I'm lucky that my haircut robot didn't carve my face. That got me thinking, what if it did? And instead of my face, it was a pumpkin.
Stuff Made here made a CNC, what is this, like a 5-axis carving tool. If you might have seen him before, he made, like in the beginning he was sort of talking about it, that he made one that cuts his hair. So it's a...
That's pretty
It goes all
scary.
around him and cuts hair. And people were saying, what happens if you cut your face? So he said, well, I decided to see what would happen if I could cut my face. So he put a pumpkin instead. So yeah, this is a pretty cool little project. There's a whole video on it on YouTube that you can watch. I got this from Hackaday.
That's pretty scary, man.
Yeah, the guy's name is Shane, by the way, who did this. I didn't even realize it till just now when I was looking at this paper.
So what happened in the end? Do you know? Like, did he manage to cut out anything cool, or?
Yeah, he cuts out a face and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's all like you can make this yourself as well. All the stuff is available, but there's a bunch of projects like this, these like 5-axis sort of things, and he just put it on that little rotating thing you see there, and then you can cut out a face.
Okay.
Yeah.
The hard part, as far as I understood, is that because pumpkin is not circular, how to get that projection
perfect.
To an uneven surface that has
that's
ridiculous
true.
shape.
It's probably you gotta scan it with lidars or something. I don't know. How do you do it?
Well, he was mapping 2D images on the surface.
Okay.
And then
That's
he cut off of that.
A lot of images, I can imagine.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's software now that you can easily take pictures with your phone and then map it into a 3D space. So I don't think it's that complicated to get this done. It's mostly just putting it all together with your hands and making this rotating bit that he made here. But yeah, pretty cool. You can check it out on Hackaday. It's called 5-axis pumpkin carving. The next maker news we have this week, it comes from BitTrade1. It's a crowd-funded jumping cube. The Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, recently contributed their int ball technology to a Kickstarter campaign and made this cube that can balance. It can jump up and then balance on different parts of the cube.
That's pretty cool. I really want to... Wait, I want to see on the video how it moves. Because I only see it jump a little bit so far.
Yeah, but you can buy way, like, $100, $200 on AliExpress.
These?
Yeah, they're smaller.
Okay.
This, I think, is a quite big one. So this one, you have to pledge over 5,000 to get this fully assembled one.
What?
Yeah,
That's really expensive.
But look at it. It balances on the corner.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. But you can find them on AliExpress. You use different motors, and it's like a gyro effect, and you can.
So it's just a gyro inside of the base.
Yeah, you have multiple motors.
Okay.
Keeping it there. But if you want to make it yourself, you can save about $1,000. So it's 4,000. But according to that, like I saw that guy's hand, it's not that big. So, but actually bigger would make it easier.
Maybe that's the unique thing.
But no,
it's so small.
The AliExpress one's smaller than that.
Really?
And it's a couple $100. So if you want to check, you can go into AliExpress or just go to Kickstarter and spend 5,000. You know.
But does it like actually like move around? Like does it roll around like a cube?
So it's flat, and then it jumps up into the corner.
Yeah, and then it goes. So you can basically go forward as a cube. Because that would look really.
Well, that's
surreal.
not the point. The point is just to keep it on the corner, and then you can be like, "Whoa, it's defying."
All right.
Gravity.
I got excited. I was thinking, imagine you move a cube over the internet, like you jump around as a cube, and people are like, "What?"
Just keep putting it and then making it fall.
Yeah, exactly. You just keep moving as a cube.
Yeah,
that's really surreal.
I don't know if it works on multiple corners or if it's only one corner. Somebody can figure that out. I'm sure somebody else has heard of this type of stuff. All right, now that's the end of Maker News. Let's move on to the top robotics news this week. Holy crap, that was loud in my ears, man.
Ow. It's okay.
We're still working on our audio, apparently. All right, so this week in robotics news, researchers create robots that can transform their wheels into legs. A team of researchers is creating mobile robots for military application that can determine, with or without human intervention, whether the wheels or legs are more suitable to travel across terrain. It's a DARPA Offensive Swarm-Enabled Tactics program, and they awarded a bunch of different universities some money to make military robots. But just looking at this, like, did they really? I wonder how much DARPA gave for this, because this is super simple.
I mean,
these wheels are there's a gear, and then there's a fixed unit, and then there's the motor inside of there turns these arms out, and then it can go over the stairs. And then they make it seem like it's really hard to determine if this should be turned on or off without a human. If it's stairs like that, you can have a sensor on the front, and it's like, oh, a wall. I guess I will turn into those wheels. So they made it sound super, and it's this is a huge article about how complicated these wheels are. You can 3D print these in a day and have this exact same robot.
Well, maybe there is some complex algorithm they made that is very accurate on like identifying when to use it, but
it's over this height, turn on wheels.
Yeah.
That's
but also, these wheels don't look like they would go over any terrain.
It looks like it can go over some rocks and then stairs.
Yeah, but I mean, there's not that much like height, I guess, between the wheels, so they need to be even bigger to even like travel anywhere properly.
Well, that's the thing. If it expands, you can go over bigger, and it's like claws.
Oh, that's true.
So for those who don't know, this DARPA has awarded contracts to 9 performers to work in the 5th swarm sprint of the agency's offensive swarm-enabled tactics offset pro. Who names these things? This is like the worst. I don't know. Okay,
you gotta sound complex. Come on. Yes. Then it sounds cooler or more serious.
It's offensive. Oh wow, amazing, offensive. How much did they spend on getting someone to name that? The program envisions swarms of up to 250 collaborative autonomous systems providing insights to ground troops as they operate in dense urban environments. Offset has 5 key thrust areas: swarm tactics, swarm autonomy, human swarm teaming, virtual environment, and physical testbed. Each sprint emphasizes one of those areas. And they gave it to, 9 different universities or researchers to make these robots that you can see right here, just for military use. But DARPA has a ton of money, so they just throw it to different things, and this seems to be one of them, making 3D printed wheels. All right. Next in robot news. Robot maker Agility, a spin-off created by researchers at Oregon State University, has announced that parties interested in purchasing one of its digit robots can now do so. The robot purchased directly from Agility is $250,000. Most
How
of the
much?
robots, $250,000.
That's a lot.
But I mean, it's like a human. Most of the robots that have been built in the recent years are for research purposes. They did it in their research lab at Oregon State. And yeah, it's vaguely human-shaped, and it can do a bunch of stuff that humans can't right now because of COVID, it says. I mean, come on, that's not what you're using it for. Stop putting COVID on everything, robots these days, to try to sell it. This robot can pick up boxes, which normal humans cannot because of the COVID. But anyways, it looks pretty cool.
I mean, it looks cool, but it's pretty expensive.
We should do that.
Yeah, I mean,
It reminds
let's
me.
make some robots because of COVID.
Have you seen that Russian robot they sent to ISS that is like a cyborg you control? Like you're like a
Not
surrogate.
a Russian one. I've seen the NASA one.
Okay.
I
And
forgot
I'm
what
like,
the name of it is.
I don't know. I was like, does it actually work? I was always wondering, but
Well, I forgot the exact name. Someone could probably pull it up in the chat, but there's two versions of a NASA one where they actually control it from Earth.
yeah. Same.
And it's on a rail, and it's atop of a human, and it can do certain tasks. But then I'm not sure if they ended it or not yet. They keep hinting they're going to bring it back. I think it's called like the Robonaut or something. The Robonaut, like the astronaut who's a robot. Someone's going to know. But yeah, I think it's Robonaut, and the Robonaut 1 and 2 have been out. But yeah, pretty cool robot from this researchers at Oregon State University. So if you got $250,000 burning a hole in your pocket,
I mean, it does look
give
cool.
these guys a call.
It does look cool.
That looks like a turkey.
It's like straight
the-
from Cyberpunk 2077 or something. Very futuristic.
When they're colored like that, they look like actual muscles.
Yeah,
it looks
right?
creepy. And you're just gonna take a bite out of the leg when it walks by.
Maybe
Alright.
DARPA is going to invest into them. Let's see.
I'm sure. You put a gun on top of that thing and you got, whoa, swarm robots. You got 250 of those running at you.
I would
You get
run.
really hungry.
I would run very fast
like
if I would
chickens.
see something like that.
Yeah.
250 of these?
It's pretty creepy. All right, let's move on to our next topic of news, and that is game news. It's like we're in a club over here or something. This is blasting in my ears. These transitions. Yo, what up, bro?
We're improving every
All
time.
right.
It's okay.
So, in gaming news this week, Electronic Arts faces a €10 million fine over FIFA loot boxes in the Netherlands. A study of loot boxes in 10 video games conducted by the Netherlands Gaming Authority said that they're going to enforce these anti-gambling measures, and there was something funny here that I was gonna read. Games of chance are illegal, and they thought that they were gonna get like addicted, making kids addicted. Isn't this the country who gives out drugs on every corner? We're worried about the kids.
Well,
But go pick up your marijuana.
I mean, I do get the point because many games are like very like pay to win basically. So you like in a game like FIFA, you need like you think that if you have like a 99 out of 100 score card, you'll be like the best. So I do kind of get the point a bit, but
no, they had to play. This is what Electronic Arts was saying: is you have to actually play the game, which is skill, before you can even get to the loot box. So it's like if you played a skill game to actually get to the loot box, it's like it's not gambling. You actually had to do something to get there.
well, of course
But anyways, they lost. So
Okay.
the Netherlands court said that it's gambling, and they got to protect the kids from all those bad boxes of clothes for their soccer
no, but
players.
that's the difference. It's not like I guess it's not clothes. You actually get skills, so you get like a better player from a loot box. So then it affects your skill. So that's like
I don't know if it was that. Can someone confirm?
Is it like
I don't think you're actually. It's not pay to win.
all right? Because I thought the loot boxes give cards, like better skill cards, if I'm not wrong. So you get like a better.
It doesn't say anything about it.
soccer
I don't
player,
play soccer, FIFA stuff. So, but anyways, it's illegal. So don't worry about it.
too. Okay.
Is it illegal in Finland? Loot boxes?
No.
I think overall in Europe they're kind of going there.
Is it an EU thing? Is it an EU law?
Slowly, I think it's becoming, because more and more countries are having these type of pushes. But let's see what happens. It's interesting to see.
I don't know.
In the comments, YouTube's game here said it isn't in the game unless you pay extra.
Sorry.
EA Sports. It's not a game unless you pay extra.
Okay.
Yes. Anyways, if it's just closed or something, then I don't.
Yeah, if it's closed, it's totally fine. I would
No.
not
But if it's
understand.
actually pay to win and it's a gambling to get skills or something, then I don't know how to guess. But I don't know. It's business.
Yeah,
The kids want to pay. The kids want to pay.
if there's a customer.
The kids want to play. Yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the next part of gaming news this week. And I think a lot of people have probably seen this. Microsoft made an Xbox Series X fridge that it's giving away. And
What?
Snoop Dogg got one of these as well.
What?
Microsoft first revealed the Xbox Series X nearly a year ago, and the internet went wild. A meme was born based on its looks, that it looks like a fridge. So they made the fridge. It's a 1-to-1 scale replica of the Xbox Series X, measuring more than 6 feet tall and weighing 400 pounds. It even has the Xbox logo at the front that lights up. And it even it fires up like a disk drive, and it glows green. And it's... Microsoft values the fridge at $499, the same price as the Xbox Series X, but you are not able to purchase it. Instead, Microsoft is giving it away in different competitions, and the winner is going to be picked on November 4th.
How many Red Bulls can you fit in it? That's the question.
I don't know, how many Xboxes can you fit in the Xbox fridge?
That's a true Inception story right there.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Razer toaster. Have you heard of that?
No.
There's still a group. There's like 100,000 members on Facebook, and they're
a
like
toaster?
trying to convince the CEO of Razer, this gaming peripheral company, to
Actually,
make a toaster. And-
Razer is designing it right
well,
now.
they keep telling it for years. It's been like 6 or 7 years. They've been trying to make Razer to make like a Razer toaster, and it's like a
Okay.
constant battle. So it's pretty
Check out that fridge, though. It's pretty pimp, as I said last
pretty
week.
big.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. Like, I was like, $499.
I would
we
buy
need a
it.
fridge, actually.
I would buy this fridge. It looks pretty cool.
That fridge is... I mean, with the...
It looks better
You're
than-
never going to see it from the top like that. Like, who looks on top of their fridge?
You know, I'll buy a ladder just so my guests can get up and
You're
look
like,
down.
Look at that
Oh
green."
yeah, it's green inside as well.
That's what I said. And it says it sounds like when you turn it on, it boots up like a disk drive.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And then, well, what's all that garbage in that fridge?
You mean the Xbox?
No,
Take it easy.
there's a bunch of garbage in there. Yeah, like that stuff. Okay. Well,
Okay.
it's like a gamer fridge, right?
What was
Just
the
a bunch of-
pricing again?
$4.99, but you can't buy it. All right. In other non-sort of gaming news, we're going to arcade topic next. And, well, actually, this is Snoop Dogg really quick. That's Snoop Dogg next to his own fridge.
Whoa,
That dude-
That's a huge fridge, man. That's like
It's so green, it matches Snoop Dogg, because he loves his green, but his eyes are just blasting red.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
That's why he likes it. It's just like, damn, my house is green. Greener than usual. All right, let's move on to our next topic, arcade news. All right, this week in arcade news, I found this company, Green Boy Games. I got this off of getlushgaming.uk. Independent retro development studio Green Boy Games released their 8-bit point-and-click adventure, Where Is My Body? A Nintendo Game Boy today. On Nintendo Game Boy. Where Is My Body is available both in Western and Japanese cartridges packed with regional specific boxes with manuals, blah, 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 that you can buy online. It's fully compatible with all Game Boy Colors, and Game Boy Advanced handhelds.
Man, I'm always amazed how people still make brand new games for like retro or older consoles. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's been what?
I mean, the market cannot be that big. How many people are buying?
Well, they're discontinued, so they're definitely just using some old ones.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
Yeah.
how many people who collect old ones are buying new cartridges for them? And then walking around playing their Game Boy?
And I think you're just walking.
It's
as a
more.
hand,
It has to be more of like a passion project.
For
Just
sure.
Like, yeah, I want to make something for it.
for sure. But
Yeah.
you walk as a hand there, right? You're just a
Yeah.
hand
like-
walking around.
What was that? It was Adam's Family, right? It had the hand.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Was it Adam's Family?
I think Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, so if you're into buying old cartridges and playing on your Game Boy, here you go. I know we have Game Boys here, but for me personally, I wouldn't want to buy some new... I don't know. I guess it kind of depends.
I mean,
I would just buy old
You feel a bit
games.
nostalgic. You want to play your own Game Boy, but you want to try something new.
That's
and
true.
boom, there's a market opportunity.
That's true. Yeah. If this tickles your fancy, you can go to Green Boy Games and buy up one of these cartridges. Next in arcade news today, ColecoVision Classics are coming to the iiRcade home arcade machine. That's a hard name to say. iiRcade. Fans of the ColecoVision will soon be able to play 39 officially licensed classics on the iiRcade. Originally released in 1982, ColecoVision sold over 2 million units in the early 1980s as Coleco Industries' second-generation home video game console. They can revisit and discover titles like Bump and Jump, Cosmic Adventure, Jumpman Jr., Venture, and more on this iiRcade
Man, this name is
home
amazing.
arcade system.
I have an idea that they wanted iiRcade, you know, like iPhone,
And it was
but then it was
taken.
copyrighted or something, and they're like,
Probably.
okay, maybe we can do iiRcade with an R instead of AR.
It was for sure
It was
taken.
also taken, and they're like, okay, let's add another I. iiRcade.
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 Yeah. Well, I don't think their SEO is very good.
Well, I mean, the games look pretty
Searching
nice.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
Coleco games, so it's not theirs. But it's this console that you can buy, this iiRcade.
Arcade.
But anyways, it's fun to say. It's probably fun to play. So you can go head over to iiRcade.com and you can buy one of their arcades and you can get some ColecoVision games on there. All right, let's move on to our next topic of this week's, and that is esports news.
Razer toaster.
Razer toasters taking over. Oh, it's not this. Okay. Red Bull launches a simplified stream for League of Legends World Finals. Red Bull Gaming has launched its own simplified stream ahead of League of Legends World Championship Finals in an attempt to attract and educate new fans. The project will provide newcomers of League of Legends with a breakdown during the finals between Sunning Gaming and Damwon Gaming, with casters highlighting and explaining the game as it unfolds. Moreover, pre- and post-match coverage will be used to educate casuals of the title in order to develop their understanding of what's at stake. Red Bull Gaming stream will be broadcast on YouTube and Twitch, 9 a.m. on Saturday, 31st of October.
That's right, the finals are this weekend. And if anybody plays League of Legends and is watching the stream, let us know which team are you supporting. Did you already make your bet?
Yeah, I got this from Esport Insider, and what they say, Red Bull Gaming simplified stream in theory sounds like a brilliant idea to introduce casuals who have always wanted to watch League of Legends. However, the success of the stream heavily relies on its viewership. Either way, this is a great case study to see what appetite to learn more about League of Legends and esports ecosystem.
It is a pretty good idea because there's like, what, 200 or 300 characters. So, and each champion has its own like spells and stuff, so you have to
There's
know.
300 characters in League of Legends?
Yes,
Wow, I
and
didn't
each
know
of
that.
them has their own abilities, and you kind of have to know all of the abilities to play around them or when you play against somebody. So it does require a long time to kind of remember everything. So if I guess they break it down more and more.
I've only played a few hours of League of Legends. It's
Yeah.
pretty hard to keep track.
I have like 5,000 games maybe.
Yeah, I realize you have to be really into it to continue with it.
Then it becomes really fun, but like with any game. If
But
you're
it's like
really
telling
into it.
someone, like, since I like Star Wars, there's a lot of characters in Star Wars, not 300, but talking to any person who doesn't know, they're like, I don't know, Yoda, Chew, Pika guy? That's Pokemon. It's not Star Wars. Yeah, Yoda Chew, okay.
Apparently Red Bull is also doing Magic the Gathering arena tournament called Untapped, so I think their portfolio is quite large on the esports side as well then.
There you go.
Hey, when you're playing video games, Red Bull is pretty good for you to focus, I guess.
Yeah,
it helps
we
you
have
out.
a whole fridge full of Red
So,
Bull.
kind of get them. Why it's like the gaming industry is fitting them so well.
Yeah, we need that Xbox fridge with a lot of Red Bull.
That would be epic.
Yeah. All right, next in esports news this week, Farming Simulator League secures 3 sponsors for 3rd season. UK-based developer Giant Software has announced that it secured 3 new sponsors for the 3rd season of Farming Simulator League, FSL. American multinational corporation Intel, agricultural seed company Corteva AgriScience, and game server provider Nitrado will support the third FSL season. The upcoming season is set to begin in November, with participating teams competing for a share of 250,000 euros in prize money. Wait, let me keep going here.
So many questions.
The league aims to return to offline competition. Offline competition? We're going to be on the actual farm? With events planned to take place in Giant Software and FarmCon, and more events in 2021. And let me make sure I have everything before you ask any questions. Yeah, third season. Farming league, go.
Dude, we should make our own farming league. We hook up tractors to SurrogateTV, real tractors, and you drive them around farms.
Yeah. But I mean, look, this is not the actual picture, because this dude looks hardcore to be playing some farming.
I thought.
He's very
and look at
focused.
the crowd. They're like, damn, you see how he planted that tomato?
Yes.
That tomato is growing.
Hey, it's potato.
Potato's
tomato.
been growing.
Potatoes, tomatoes.
Combine harvester?
The combine harvester was sick. How do you get that speed
I mean-
boost?
You know, there's like...
I have no idea how Farming Simulator goes.
Yeah, what I want to know.
It's like the only thing when you get Stadia hooked up is like,
Wait,
Farming Simulator.
wait.
What? That's not why I got
There
Stadia.
is the better one. You know, there's a better simulator. So there's
What,
like
on
many.
Facebook?
There's the
Farmville.
flight simulator, which is super cool. Then there's the truck simulator that is questionable, but it's still okay. Then there's the farming simulator, which is, well, there's an esports league for it. But then the best one, there's a bus, like a bus simulator. So you're a bus driver.
Don't forget Train Simulator 2020.
I've
There is
played
a
that.
train, yeah, but
I've
train,
played that.
but the public transportation bus simulator is the one that always surprises me. You're like, I'm not even joking. It's a real game.
Imagine if you go to
You
like-
drive around the city. You drive around the city and you just pick up passengers
Yeah.
and then you drive them on the. I mean, there's a market for everything. So
What I want to know is, do these players actually know how to farm in real life? That's what I really.
I
wanna
wonder if
find
you
out.
actually learn skills from this.
and that
from
too.
this game.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because like we're laughing at them, but they're actually learning a job, a trade.
Maybe.
Well, they are gonna be competing for $250,000.
I mean, that's a job right there.
yeah,
$250,000.
and then you know
And then you
the-
come out and you can probably go to any agricultural company after that and get a job. You're like, I know combine harvester. I know what right fertilizer. You're like, damn, this guy's like, he knows everything
Well,
about
imagine-
farming.
And I got this new John
Yeah.
Deere tractor with my winning money.
Yeah, you just click,
I mean-
right click, and then it all happens. They're
imagine
like, wait, what? Who is
imagine
this guy?
it's a cool story though. How I played Farming Simulator, won $250,000, and built the most successful farm in my state. Think
Yeah.
about it. That's
virtual farm.
no real farm. Like he gets the money, and you can have a whole movie about it. He plays this farming simulator.
Yeah.
He goes to a championship. He wins. It's like the Karate Kid, but in 2020.
Yeah.
Then he goes buys a farm, and makes the most efficient farm because he knows how to drive that tractor.
Yeah, let's hook up some tractors as surrogate. Let's make a farming.
Farming
It's
simulator.
not even simulating. Farming reality.
Farmer's
Farming-
life.
Farmer's life.
Farmer's
Farming reality.
life. It's like Second Life, but farmer's life. You know.
Oh. I don't know. It's
John and
tempting.
Deere, get in touch.
It's tempting. It's tempting.
Well, we
Yeah.
already got a pumpkin, so
We're almost there. We're halfway there. Just gotta right-click this pumpkin. Good to go. Speaking of the pumpkin, let us know in the chat.
what should we carve out?
Yeah, what should we carve in this pumpkin? So what we're gonna do? You want to tell what we're gonna do?
Maybe. So we have this idea. Tomorrow is Halloween, so we're gonna try, and maybe Alexei brings the car that he promised to bring. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this pumpkin. We're gonna carve out whatever you guys tell us. We're gonna put it on our Traxxas Stampede 4x4 RC truck
On Halloween.
on Halloween, and we're gonna drive it around the city and see what people think about it. So
But it's a little bit heavy.
right now it's a little bit heavy. For those wondering, it's 6 kilos, so it's like 12 pounds.
Yeah,
I
we gotta do
guess.
some carving. So you
We
gotta tell
gotta-
us what you want to carve.
We gotta do some car, but I think it looks pretty funny. You're just like, hey, I'm a haunted pumpkin.
Yeah, we're gonna cut it out. We'll put some LEDs inside. So just go into our Discord community and tell us in general chat
What
you think
should we put?
We already got a suggestion.
What is it?
Carved ninja robot with fangs.
Ninja robot would be
Pretty cool.
maybe a bit hard, but let's see. Well,
We'll see.
Carve a
We-
picture of Anna's bird.
Anna's bird.
Yeah.
Broom!
The broom. True.
The broom on it, yeah.
But anyway-
Everybody's gonna be like, what the hell is a broom on the
We're not
pumpkin?
sure if we're gonna have a live stream about this tomorrow, but on Monday we'll hopefully have a video for you guys of driving this for Halloween. So let's see how it goes.
We actually
Yeah.
have to build the pumpkin carving thingy.
Well, we got a
carve
CNC
things.
machine, so maybe we just CNC machine a face on a pumpkin.
Stan, it's missing a few axes.
It's
to do that.
okay.
To save time on a Saturday, I think I'm just gonna use a regular knife. So if you guys, so just give us something not too hard, and maybe I'll carve it out.
And then
And then you'll see your design on this pumpkin, driving around
it's a good pumpkin. It's pretty
on
big.
Halloween here.
It's a local pumpkin, straight from Finland.
I don't
think
know.
maybe.
It might be from somewhere else.
Well, hopefully.
I didn't check if this was locally grown. I just checked for the coolest.
Is it
biggest
organic?
pumpkin.
Organic, locally grown pumpkin.
I don't know. You should taste it.
Which Discord channel for suggestions is a
General.
question.
Just go to general chat.
General
General.
chat.
Just post there. All right. So on that topic, we are now already talking about surrogate news, but let's move on to that. Our surrogate news topic.
Ba-boom.
Ba-bum-ba-boom. As you guys saw last week, we launched Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, where you can drive these real-life Mario Karts over the internet. And it's been doing really well. And now we are having it every single weekday at 5 p.m. Finland time, which is GMT plus 3. Or if you're in East Coast US, that's 10 a.m. And then it runs for what? How many hours does it run every day?
It runs till 12, so it's 7 hours in straight.
7 hours every day, starting at 5 Finnish time. Super fun. It's been going really well. So good that we got picked up by TechCrunch, and we were featured on an article here where they went over the whole game and how we set it up using a Raspberry Pi, SurrogateTV. So if you haven't checked or seen this article, it's worth checking out. It's pretty cool. People seem to like the game.
Yeah, kudos to the writer for picking it up. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. This Brian Heater, thank you very much. Also, last week, we launched another new game, and that was this one called Robot Combat. So we partnered with a toy company in France, and we hacked their toys, and we launched a fighting game. So as you see here, you can high kick, low kick, and then all this stuff in French. There's also 200 days, I guess that's the dates. But anyways, it's pretty fun. You can play over the internet here in our offices, and you can win those hoverboards at the end of the championship day. So it's surrogate.tv/game/robot-combat, and you can go compete to win some hoverboards and stuff.
I think we're live in 1.5 hours. The next session starts 7 p.m. Finnish
Okay.
time.
So yeah, 1.5 hours, and you can join up, and then the top person at the end of next week will win those prizes.
Actually, it's every week, as far as I know. So it's this week Friday and next week Friday.
That's what I mean. The end of next week, we know who's the champion.
But no, but also this week. Each week there's a prize.
That's
far-
this week.
Yeah, it's
Then
Yeah.
there's next week.
Yes.
That's what I said.
Okay,
End
okay.
of next week.
Okay, okay.
Is not this week.
Okay.
This next. Yes. And last week, like every week, we had Robot Explorer in the last week. And we let, as you saw in the last podcast, we were driving the Robot Explorer on the Mario racetrack. This past Wednesday, we opened it up to our Patreon supporters to drive. And they were patrolling the streets in Mario Kart. Since, if you don't know, a lot of people don't queue up or get in line as they're supposed to. So there's a little bit of patrolling that needs to happen to tell people to go in line. But they did a good job. As you can see here, these people are just not doing their jobs. So we had to have they're basically the police. That's what our Patreon supporters were. They were the police of the racetrack on Mario Kart for about an hour or 2 hours, hour and a half, something like that.
Making sure people go to the starting lines. That was the biggest task, I guess. 'Cause let's
Yeah,
see
like
if we
here.
find.
Here's the starting line. See, people keep going back and forth, and they don't go into line. But let's see. See if I can find one where, yeah, like this. Some goofball doesn't want to line up. Oh, and then Stan put a
Rick Sanchez.
Rick on there. If you haven't seen it, there's like a crazy looking Rick with his eyes popping
You
out.
should check it out on the Discord for Robot Explorer. It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, but it started scaring people into place, and we didn't need human intervention. Our Patreon supporters were pushing people back into their spot. But look at that. This Luigi just jumping around and he's not going to his spot. Misbehaving. So yeah, it was pretty fun. Next Wednesday, not exactly sure what we're doing based on the weather, but usually we'll go out into the streets and take a metro or a train or something.
Well, let's see. We ordered a bunch of waterproof enclosures. So let's see. So the idea is to waterproof enclose the Raspberry Pi and the 4G hotspot and the power bank, because then we can drive the whole thing outside, even if it rains. So that's pretty cool. So
Yeah,
let's
so
see.
we've driven long distances already. We just haven't done it in the wet.
Yeah.
So we want to mitigate any risks we might have getting
Especially
splashed
since
on.
winter is coming, it's better to...
Yeah, these
have-
Raspberry Pis are not waterproof by themselves, so...
But let's see. Hopefully everything arrives on Monday, Tuesday, and then by Wednesday we will have a outside event, even if it rains.
Yeah, we have some ideas, some good ideas. So you check it out on Wednesday, every Wednesday at 5 at finish time. Next, talk about Sumo Bots that happened in the last week. So usually we have a tournament every Friday, and last week's tournament, first place was Wilburst with 42 points, second place was Jeffman with 40 points, and third place was .5 with 36 points. And they tied with Pruned apparently in the last game. But they all won these shirts that has Mario's face on it that looks like it's coming out of your stomach. It's like a really gross looking shirt.
Mario.
Yeah. Coming right out of your stomach. But anyways, they won those, some funny shirts. And what are the prizes this week?
This week we don't have actually the tournament, unfortunately.
That's right.
Currently
We're
we
not
have the robot combat using the SumoBot Arena, so it's until 10 p.m. today. So unfortunately this week and next week there will not be a SumoBots tournament, but the games will continue running. So today I think after 11 p.m. the games will be live until 5 a.m. and also on the weekend. And the same will happen next week. Apologies for all the SumoBot players. We hope you understand, and we will have a new tournament coming in 2 weeks, which will be with bigger prizes to kind of compensate these 2 weeks. No.
Season 2 is running right now.
That's true. Season 2 is live, and we are going to have... Actually, it's ending already in December, so we only have, 7 weeks left. And there's some pretty cool prizes, as said. So the first place wins a full ready Sumo bot. The second place wins a replica that has most of the pieces. And the third place wins a 3D printed Sumo bot replica. So if you want to win one of those, make sure to get the highest elo by the end of the tournament.
When does it end? When's
It
the
ends December 12th, if
Okay.
I'm not wrong. Or
Okay.
11th. Something like that.
Okay. So based on what happened in the last week, these are the changes in the leaderboard. So it was Suitsaka, Wilburst, and Jeffman in top 3, but now Wilburst is the only one who stayed in the same spot. Now Ossity shot up from 10th place the week before to 1st, and Garfy came up from 4th to 3rd. So it's getting pretty intense. It's anybody's game at this point still. Of course, these are using LO systems, so you can join at any time and shoot up to the top of the leaderboard. Just got to beat the top players a few times, and then you might be there, just like Ossity did in 1 week. And we only run it as an event, too, so he only played a few days, and
He advanced
number
pretty
one.
quickly.
Yeah. Ossity is killing it in some other game, too, I saw. What was it? Pinball?
Maybe.
I think Ossity was in top of... Yeah, he's like 3rd or 4th in Pinball.
Really?
And Batman, I think.
Mordecai said December 11th is the last day.
11th. All right. 11th, not 12th. December 11th. Season 2 of Sumo Bots will be ending on December 11th.
There you go.
Yeah, Okidi is the 3rd player on Batman 66 with 1 billion.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
the 1
barely.
billion.
Yeah.
Ossity is killing
Ossity
it.
is doing really good.
Whatever game, he just crushes it.
Seems so. All right, let's move on to the top clips of the week. These are always fun. This one I got from the Gameteers. And you can see, if you hear the music, it's perfectly timed. But you can see on the bottom left there, that dude is pushing 2 people at the same time, and then
Whoa.
wheelies and then jumps over.
That's
And-
some madness.
Yeah, it was crazy. Let me replay it really quick. Keep an eye on that bottom left. He's pushed somebody, and someone else is pushing him, and he jumps up and he's pushing back and forth and back and forth, and it's like a perfect like camera view of two cars, and then he shoots out from there. But the music itself is like haunted music. As soon as it happens, it's like, oh. Let me see if I can do it. If you turn down the music, let's see if I can.
Watching the Mario Kart live stream, could you clip some of those?
Wait, let me. I was getting two audios at the same time here. Crap.
Nope. Nope, no sound, unfortunately.
How the?
But
Okay.
I guess it's on the community.
Anyways, you can check it on the community. It's either in Mario Kart channel or it's on the Surrogate specific media. But it's pretty funny. Right when they do it, it's like something like that. The other clip of the week I got from Jeffman, and this was on SumoBots. You can see here
Wait for it.
two are facing off.
Wait for it.
And then it's gonna shoot down to the next camera angle, and you think he's dead? No, he pops back up and knocks the other one out.
What a comeback!
And then
Right
Jeffman
there.
took that, and of course Jeffman clipped this. It was probably like, "Damn, I did pretty good."
The camera
submit
switch.
this.
The camera switch was perfect timing.
Yeah, it was perfect timing. Got tipped out, and the other one thought that they had the upper hand.
Yeah,
but
that's the
no.
thing. You
And that
really-
was actually Ossity.
You really don't want to push it, you know, because you think, okay, the guy's out. And sometimes it happens to me as well. It's the same thing. You just like, okay, I'm winning, and then nope.
Yeah, you don't want to go too far because then you'll be out too.
Yep.
But yeah, we can take. Let's take one more look at this. So it's that orange bot had the upper hand, could have totally won. That's Ossity. Pushes him out. He's like, all right, I got it. No, oh.
Everything happened so fast.
So quick. And that's SumoBots. Everything is happening so quick. It's a very fast-paced game, which unfortunately we're not running this week or next week, but we will start again the week after. And that is every Friday, hosted by one of us here at the Surrogate team. All right. And that is towards the end of our podcast. Do we have any comments that you want to bring up?
One correction, we are running SumoBots on the weekend.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not hosted.
Not hosted.
No hosting tournament, but
Yeah, the game is running today.
Yes.
Yeah. Once the Robo Combat ends, we are going to bring Arena back, so it's like SumoBot style, and then hopefully it will take us around an hour, and then we'll be back online starting 11 p.m. GMT +2.
Right.
Finish
Yeah,
time.
we had time change now. So I guess not all the countries time changed.
No, so we changed in most places that it's not GMT +2.
I think I have it wrong in my presentation here. But yeah, GMT +2 has changed. So it's a little bit earlier than normal. But yeah, so that is the end of our what? This is number 5.
number 5. And
Yes.
no comments. We've been giving you the comments on the fly, so.
Okay.
All right, but there's something else still.
What is? What's
Next
next?
Monday, we are going to have a Mario Kart tournament starting. So I just talked to the guys. We are gonna figure out if it's gonna be based on the biggest amount of games played or based on the timing, because there are apparently some issues with the time still. So we will see what will be the tournament. It will be a 1 month long tournament, and we will have prizes for the top 3 players. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. So we've been working really hard on improving the Mario Kart game. And I guess now we are ready to start doing some tournaments so you can win some prizes. Mario themed, of course.
Absolutely. But
So-
announced on Monday.
Check it out on Monday. All right, so that wraps up our 5th episode of the Ninja Robot podcast. We'll be live every Friday to give you the latest news in games, robotics, esports, arcade makers, and of course, Surrogate TV news. I am Shane Allen.
Stand a man.
He's always got to say that. Stand
Stand
man
Dmitri.
is out. All right, that's the Ninja Robot podcast. See you all next week. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend, everyone, and bye-bye.